What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video in Central North Carolina. Not in my lawn, but back at the project lawn. Today, we're throwing down peat moss. That's the goal, that's the plan. If you haven't kept up with the lawn project, go check out the previous videos. The last one we did here on the channel was throwdown day, unexpectedly. We worked ourselves to death out here in the 90. I found out yesterday, my app on my phone kept telling me it's like 82. It was like 92 yesterday, which it felt like it. I was just worn slam out, slept like a baby last night. But we came out here, we raked again. We leveled out some of it, hand raking, all of it, none of it by equipment, all hand raking. So you can imagine, you know, none of us, Mr. Kevin, Blake, me, are spring chickens anymore. So, I mean, I was slamming Gatorades every hour. It was just brutally hot. So we raked it up as best we could. We got all the ruts out everywhere, all around, and we threw down our Cool Blue seed. I did the best to show you that. We threw down our protein starter fertilizer. We did a spray with RGS with Tenacity to further help the weed and grass killer we put down last week to help kill off anything else that may have sprung up after turning the dirt over. We sprayed a weed and grass killer where we put Tenacity and RGS down too. The problem we saw is our water pressure here at the church. You see the hose, the blue hose right there, is super duper low. Our pump goes on and off, and it fluctuates from like 2 feet high water on our sprinkler to like maybe up to 7 feet. And it just bounces back and forth. It's horrendous. So it's going to be almost near impossible to keep the seed moist. I'm going to do my best, and that's why I went, and that helped me make the decision to put peat moss down. I wasn't really going to do it, but we went up to the local store here near our church. They had this type of peat moss. I don't even know, Sungrow Horticulture, black gold, natural organic Canadian peat moss. So the same things you probably see in Lowe's and Home Depot. So we're going to just throw you on the tripod. I'm going to take a bale. I'll probably do 2 in the big section here, 2 on the big section over there, and 1 on the bank here. The bank, as you know, in the middle, the strip we'll call it, is super moist and super wet and muddy. So we want to get obviously some on the edge so it don't wash down the hill. So that'll be a highlight, but just spreading peat moss. So we'll get the bales in place. That'll be my first job, is to carry them all around there, cut them open, and we'll start spreading peat moss to hopefully hold the moisture that this ground does get. I think that's key, and that's why I want to do peat moss. It's going to be difficult to water it, and we're going to have to depend on maybe my dad, the pastor here at the church, maybe the preschool staff to help us out every now and then. I'm not going to be able to come up to the church day after day to water. So when it does get rain or water, the peat moss will help retain and hold that moisture as long as possible so that seed can finally crack and begin to germinate. That's the goal. So at least get the fescue going. That's the plan. Then we got Kentucky bluegrass, 15%. That's going to take over 2 weeks. So let's get peat moss down. That's the plan. We're going to spread it thin. It's not going to cover the entire area. We're going to probably pick it up and hand spread it, and then take a rake and maybe spread it where it maybe clumps up some. But it's not going to be perfect, but it's better than nothing. So let's see if we can get some peat moss down. I don't know if I've ever sweat this much in my entire life. I'm a disgusting, nasty, look at that. I've already wiped all the peat moss off my legs and my arms. Of course, I had that, you know, I was black all the way up. Man, I don't know if I sweat this much in my life or in a very long time. It is just humid and hot, 90 degrees. Look at my triple thread hat, man. It's, the time lapse don't capture it. Look at that. That's what color it's supposed to be. I sweat all the way through that joker. So sweaty, hot. At the end, I seriously said, Lord, I was praying, Lord, the preschool kids were out here playing. I was on this last section. I was saying, Lord, please don't let me pass out. It was that hot. Thank you, God, for the clouds. Thank you for the church miraculously buying these members mark orange knockoff Gatorades, which I feel better. But oh my goodness. Thank God we're done with that. The whole thing is now peat moss. Let me show you the finished result and we'll close this out. And then we'll go back home and get cleaner than I am now. So successful, not perfect. As I said, I spread it thin. I tried to trim the edges out, but right here I got really, that's when I was like about to pass out, is this section. So it probably looks the worst in my opinion. Let's move away from the AC unit. You see our weak water sprinkler over there. I think if I had to guess, this area is gonna be tough to come in. It is very hard. There could be runoff of concrete right here. I don't think we're gonna get grass here. It's gonna be very interesting to see that. But you can just see we've been watered. I'm not gonna walk down there, but it's all, I'm trying to put some water on top of the peat moss because it absorbs it. It'll hold it for a good while, at least maybe for the end of the day. And then from there, that's gonna be the thing. I'm not gonna be able to get up here and water every day. My dad may be able to help. Some of the preschool teachers may be able to help. But you can just see, mission accomplished. It's a dirty job. I thought about micro the whole time. But there we go. Project lawn, seeded, fertilized, RGS'd, tenacity, peat mossed, and now leveled to the best we can with we put weed and grass killer down to kill some of this mess. But if it dies or not, doesn't matter. It's a warm season weed, warm season grass. It's going to eventually dry up and die. We got all Bermuda over here anyway. So mission accomplished as far as what I'm able to do as one person. So just trying to get water on it when we can, praying, Lord, send rain showers when you can, so we can have some water. You don't necessarily have to water it every day. It's ideal. If I'm you and I'm doing this, I try to put water on it once a day, twice a day, not watering it, not going 20 minutes of water, just wet your seed, keep your seed moist. The sun's gonna dry it out, right? So you don't have to sit here and water the ground. If you've got existing grass, sure, I don't have existing grass here, so I'm just trying to keep the seed wet so that it will germinate with the sun, with the warm temps, with the nighttime cool temps, with the water. It should germinate soon if we could water every day. So anyways, you get the point. If I'm blabbing, I apologize. I am super tired, guys. Thank you for tuning in for the completion of the work. Now's the fun part. Stay subscribed, hit that subscribe button, come back and see. I'm anxious as you are. Is it gonna grow? Is it not gonna grow? Is it gonna look phenomenal? Is it gonna look patchy? Is it gonna look terrible? Is it gonna look absolutely way better than I thought? I have no idea. We don't know what our soil test is. And there you see our timer just cut off, so it's time to move the sprinkler. So I'm gonna do that, get one more water in or two before I head out. But thank you guys for tuning in. Leave your comments below. Lots of work done. Become a channel member if you want to help me to be able to buy a peat moss roller so I don't have to do this at hand all the time. Just kidding. But anyways, you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you on the next lawn care video from Central North Carolina. God bless you.